I see her in the back of my mind all the time, like a fever. Hey everybody, Aaron here again with you. Excited to bring you another one. This is Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Let's jump right in. All right, what a haunting song this is, and such a cool chord progression. We are here on Ultimate Guitar. You can click on the link in the description so that you're looking at the same chart that I am. We are going to be learning the chords of this song. We're going to learn a good rhythm pattern we can use, and then we'll talk about how you can use the different rhythm patterns and chord progressions for the different parts of the song, how to put it together. All right, so let's start with the chords of the song. All right, this right here is middle C, and we are going to position our hand kind of right in this area around middle C. Now, the chords you're seeing on the chart are going to be slightly different than what I'm teaching you, in that you are not going to play the name of the chord in your right hand. I'm actually going to show you how you can do it really simply. You can get through almost every single chord of this song by just going back and forth between two chords in your right hand, okay? So the first chord that it shows us to play is a D major 7. So we are actually going to play an F sharp minor chord in our right hand. So we're going to play A, C sharp, and F sharp in our right hand, and we are going to play the D in our left hand, okay? So when you put those together, that makes D major 7. And then we're going to switch from our F sharp minor chord to an E major chord in our right hand. We're going to do G sharp, B, and E, and then play the C sharp in our left hand. And when we put those together, that is a C sharp minor 7. Okay, so that's the second chord you see there. All right, and then the next chord is F sharp minor. So you go back to F sharp minor in the right hand, and you play F sharp in your left hand. All right. And then later in the song, we're actually going to use an E chord. So you're going to go back to the E chord in your right hand, G sharp, B, and E, and you're actually going to put it over an E chord in your left hand. All right? And then there's one more chord that you're going to get, which is like kind of like the, if we go to the C sharp minor 7, we did it like this, E chord in our right hand, G sharp, B, and E, C sharp minor in our, or C sharp in our left hand. Now that's C sharp minor 7. What we're going to do to make it a C sharp 7, which is one of the chords you're going to encounter, all we're going to do is raise our pinky up here to that F, okay? That is a C sharp 7, all right? And we will use that chord in the song also. So let me go through those chords again one more time for you. D major 7, C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor, E, and then finally C sharp 7. All right, and you'll use those chords in different orders for different parts of the song, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first, let's talk about some different rhythms that you can use to get yourself through this song. All right, the simplest rhythm that you would do is just to play and hold the chord for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Now that was the verse chord progression, and at the end of the verse chord progression, it goes to an E chord just real quick on one beat, on beat 4, before you get back to the D major 7. Okay, so let me count that for you one more time. This is the end of the verse. It's like this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you can see how I had to move for just one beat to that E chord before getting back to the D major 7. But that's one way you can get through. That's one rhythm pattern. It's real simple. You just play the chord and you hold it out. All right. If you wanted to go beyond that, you want to do something a little more, you could do the chord or the note in your left hand, and then the chord on beats 2 and 4. Okay, so it'd be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. notice how I'm waiting to do that E chord because I'm like on the verse part right here, and I was doing the E just on beat 4. It's kind of like a passing chord, leads me back to the D major 7. Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated, not too hard though, right? Just left hand on 1, right hand on 2 and 4. So if you wanted to be a little bit more complicated than that, what I would do is in the left hand, I would accent right before playing the left hand again. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. So I'm actually going to play the left hand on 1 and 3 with an accent right before. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So you can decide if you want to add that. Maybe you save that rhythm pattern for the chorus where it's a little bit more active and more exciting, and you do either the holding pattern or just the 1, 2, 4 thing in the verse or whatever. It's good to create variety and use these different rhythm patterns for different parts of the song. So speaking of different parts of the song, let's now take a look at each part and the chord progression that you get for each different section of the song. All right, so I mentioned the verse already. It's D major 7 to the C sharp minor 7 to the F sharp minor, right? With that E passing right there. Okay, so really you notice in your right hand you're just doing those 2 chords. That's the chord progression for the verse and the pre-chorus. So the chorus, you're on a D major 7, then you go to an E major chord, and then you do the C sharp 7 that I taught you, and then that takes you to F sharp minor, and it's then a passing chord on the E again back to the D. So the chord progression's a little different than the verse, and it sounds like this when you sing it. But I see her in the back of my mind all the time, like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sun. And then it kind of holds right there and says, did I cross the line? And then it takes you back into that opening chord progression. All right, so that's the chorus. And then after the chorus, it goes into another verse, pre-chorus, and then a chorus. And then on this chart, it calls what comes after the second chorus, verse 3. But I think of that more as all the bridge because it's slightly different. It's more like the chorus chords, but the words are different. The melody's not exactly the same, but you'll see that the chords there look more like the chorus. It's a D major 7 to an E to a C sharp 7 to the F sharp minor to the E again. So it's really the chords of the chorus, but the melody's a little different. And then that takes you into the part where the song kind of dies out, right? And it gets real quiet. And then it takes you into what this chart calls the outro. And the outro, again, is very much like the chords of the chorus. Okay, so essentially you have 2 parts. You have the verse chord progression, which is the verse and the pre-chorus, and then you have the chorus chord progression, which is like the chorus, the bridge, and the outro. But that's all the parts of the song. That's the rhythm patterns you can use, the chords. It should be everything you need to be able to play this song on the piano. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor, jump over onto Amazon right now and check out my book, a piano chord book you can actually use. It's a great resource as you're learning how to play the piano. All right, drop me a like and a subscribe. I'd love to have you along on the journey. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.